Viewer discretion is advised.
For this particular video, I just wanted to do a precursor. We're going to be talking about Borat, and we do get into some pretty adult-themed conversations. So, I think if you're not a teenager, you should turn this video off now.
So our younger viewers, go watch the Ivan one.
Yeah, go watch the Ivan review. Don't watch this one because we are going to talk about some adult themes. And parents, you might want to turn this off if you're watching it with your kids and come back and watch it later because it is funny. But
it was fun to make, but
it's not something you should be showing to your kids. Okay?
I mean,
because the movie itself,
that we're talking about is not for kids at all.
And we talk about the movie. We talk about the
film. We don't spoil a whole lot, but what we do is a very adult conversation that a kid doesn't need to know about.
Yeah,
they won't understand it all.
Like when we first started the channel, I would not have had this conversation with him because he was younger. But now that he's like going to be a grown up in 3 years, he's going to be grown up in 3 years, so we can talk about these things now. That being said, enjoy, I guess.
This is Craig Jones. I'm Devin Jones. Welcome to Artsy Home Movies. Look how far we've come.
I don't want to talk about this movie. We're gonna talk about Borat 2. I know that's not the real name of it, but I don't know the exact name of it. But you know what we're talking about. Borat Part 2. Parents' guide, real quick. Parents, don't let your children watch this movie. This is like 18 and up fodder here, man. Do not let your children watch this.
This is a mature film.
It's gross. It's not really violent, but it's just gross. There's adult themes, constant sexual innuendo, very inappropriate, very offensive movie on all levels. There's something to offend everybody in this thing. Gosh, y'all. This movie. So, okay, parents, don't let your kids watch this movie, okay?
Hey, if you don't know who the first Borat is and you don't know who Sacha Baron Cohen is, then don't watch the film. Because then you're probably too young to know who he is.
Yeah, well, I mean, Sacha Baron Cohen is the voice behind King Julian, who is one of the greatest vocal acting performances that I've ever heard. I don't really necessarily love the Madagascar movies, but I love the way he does King Julian.
How he got
also in
Move It Madagascar.
Also he's great in the Ricky Bobby movie, which we love. We have affection for that.
I think it's crazy that Move It Madagascar, King Julian
is Borat.
And Very Nice Borat are the same people.
Guy,
it's hilarious.
It is. He's a talented cat. He's a very talented guy. Let me talk about this movie. Or should you talk about it first? I don't know, man.
I don't know. Usually I go first, but
this movie, it was hard for me.
I don't know how much I have to say
because I was a little bit of backstory. I actually won an award because I did some work that was anti-sex trafficking for females that get caught up in that. I won an award, a broadcasting award, because I made a commercial that was anti, sex trafficking, and it won some awards. And I've known victims of that. So me seeing women in cages and being treated as property, it's kind of rough for me, man, because I've known these women for real, and it just really, and I know that he's making fun of it. But there's a lot of that in this movie. I mean, women as properties, and the way he talks about the women, it didn't sit right with me. I know that it's satire, and I know that he doesn't think it's, in real life, he doesn't think that's a good thing. In a way, he's saying this is a bad thing. Look at how ridiculous it is, But I just never could get past it, and that's just my personal thing. And I'd be like, man, I need to turn this off. It's hurting me. But then something would happen that would be so funny, I just would fall out laughing. So I can't. It's a guilty pleasure for me because I do like Sacha Baron Cohen. I've never really. His other movies, I've liked them. I don't think there's been a movie I totally loved, but there's enough there that I like it. But.
I think I've only seen one film that was entirely him. Well, two now, and it's the Borat films.
Right.
And then I loved him in Ricky Bobby.
He was great in Ricky Bobby.
Loved him as King Julian.
Yeah, he's always good. I mean, every time he does anything, he's good.
And I didn't really know a whole lot about him. I knew he did some other stuff that I just wasn't allowed to watch because I was too young. I didn't know what it was.
True.
And I got a little bit older and started to know a little bit more about him. And then I watched the first Borat a couple weeks ago, probably at the beginning of this month. And then the second one came out and we watched that. It's funny because he was talking about how terrible this film is. And he was like, we're only going to watch the first 20 minutes.
Listen, you're not saying it right. I would, when you say how terrible.
Offensive it
yeah,
was.
I was just saying it's just a gross movie to watch, man. There's times where I'm like, ugh, it's cringe-inducing, man. There's things in it that happen that I just don't want to see that. But
and then you were saying we'll just watch the first 10 minutes.
Yeah, because the first 10 minutes is gut-bustingly hilarious, man.
That's it. And then we watch.
And then we end up watching the whole thing,
and this movie is so damn funny, but it's very offensive. But there's times when
it's just gross, man.
It can be kind of gross.
You know what I'm talking about, man. And I was like, I didn't even want to sit there and watch that a second time. I was like, ugh.
It's pretty gross. But
I mean, just cut away from it, though. Just a few seconds of it. It's fine. You don't need to show. Oh, my gosh.
They had to show the whole thing.
No, they didn't have to show it because then it's not funny anymore. It's like, oh, that's nasty. Yeah. But hey, whatever,
that's when you watch one of his films, you're just getting into it.
It's shock value, I know, but damn, man, that movie. Ugh.
I mean, that was just nasty. And it was only I chuckled for a second, and I was like, this is too much.
Yeah, it went too far.
It looked like the crab walk. I was like, but
see, it's funny, but I don't want to see it.
It's just too much.
The crab walk. If you haven't seen the movie and as soon as the crab walk, you'd be like, oh no.
I don't know, man.
At the end, he was like,
it's terrible. But one thing I really like about Sacha Baron Cohen is that he exposes people constantly. Everything that he does, he's always showing you just these terrible people.
He does,
and
man.
It's hilarious.
He does, and
in the Who Was America thing.
Yeah, we watched some of that too, but that was even a little too much sometimes for me. I'm like, this is scaring me, man. I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
But
I didn't see most of it, but I could hear it when I was in my room. I was like, what is this man watching?
I was watching This Is America or whatever that was called. But
Who Was America? Yeah, that's what it's called.
I'll say this though, the movie for me kind of lost steam about halfway through. It's like I was just kind of like I got a little bored, probably the last half of the movie. Yeah. It didn't hold up as well. I think it's uneven. I think the movie's uneven, but when it's funny, it's funny.
Yeah, it's hilarious.
Let me talk about. I don't know what her name is, but the girl who plays his daughter in the movie, she's phenomenal. Great. And I didn't realize that till the second time I was watching it because all the shock value was gone. I was watching it. It's her performance draws you in because she's like this wide-eyed little kid. Yeah. And she's not in real life. She's in her 20s, but
she would have to be.
I know in a million years they would never consider it, but this is Oscar-worthy performance here. She's great because you'll follow her anywhere, man. She's like this. You want to take care of her, when she talks, and she's funny. She's heartfelt. She's like the heart of the movie, and she's really good. She's a really good actor, man.
It's like this movie has something that the first one didn't, and it's that that relationship between her and Borat. It's good. I enjoyed it.
It's not good.
Well, it's terrible, but towards the end, it's good. How they.
Oh, you're talking about their dynamic it works. It works, but I was kind of bored by then. But no, if you're gonna watch it for anything, I would say watch it for her performance because I hope she does a lot with her career because she's really good in this movie.
And he's talking about how it's all the terrible things it says about women. Throughout the movie, they sort of fix that a little bit. You know what I'm talking about? I don't know how to say it without spoiling it.
Yeah, but
it's there's a lot of activist movements going on during this film that cut all that out from the whole I'm trying not to spoil stuff, but
What was scary when she was talking to that real life Instagram personality, this gold digger basically, and she's telling her you got to be weak, you got to be. I'm like, and that's a real person. That was like a real interview. That wasn't like I think it was. Probably. I don't think that was acting. I think that was a real. That woman was real, a real American Instagram personality, really saying that you women, you got to be weak so you can get, men to spend money on you. You got to, be submissive. And I'm like, I hate that mess.
That's bad.
No,
that's bad on both ends.
That she's really out there thinking that. Man.
It's like that's really, bad that even works, and then that's bad that she wants to do that. It's just manipulation on both ends. It's
no,
terrible.
thank you. You can keep that mess. But I guess I'm not a millionaire, so I guess that ain't for me anyway. But this movie, I can't recommend you watch it because it's gross and it's offensive. But I did enjoy myself. I'll have to give it worth the popcorn. I have to, because I did laugh a lot at this movie. Like the first half of the movie, I did laugh a lot. Even though there's a lot of that stuff with the women in cages, I didn't like that at all. But I thought...
I didn't even find most of a lot of those jokes, I didn't even find them to be that funny. Yeah. Like, just from, not even from just because they were offensive, but just from being a joke.
Right, it just wasn't funny.
Just the joke didn't really land, I don't think.
Yeah, the one did, though. The one about the ceiling. Don't say it because it's so funny. Where she walked in that... What was it, it was a fax place where he was sending faxes. There's a pretty funny sequence with a fax machine.
That wasn't like sex trafficking jokes though. That was just
but she had been in a cage. She didn't understand what a room was. But anyway, there's a lot of cool stuff in when he's sending the fax back and forth like it's text. He's like, "Sup." Send the fax, get the backs up. There's a lot of funny stuff. The fact that he was calling the phone the calculator because he didn't know what it was, and because he had been in jail. We're not giving anything away there. I think that's in the preview that he had been locked away. I kind of liked how they didn't erase the first movie at all. It's like because the first movie was so popular, and I remember in real life Kazakhstan was pissed. They didn't like him because of that. And they wrote that into this movie so that he's kind of in jail when the movie starts because he made this movie and the Kazakhstan government hated him. There's a lot of cool stuff to like in this movie.
And I know it's like if you watch this movie with somebody, there's bound to be some joke that you found funny that they didn't.
Yeah, true.
Like I thought it's bad, but that coronavirus thing was hilarious.
No, it's not.
That was funny.
It's too soon.
That was dumb.
There was a big coronavirus joke that I did not like, but hey.
It was funny, though.
Nah.
I found that to be funny.
I did not find it funny, but, that's comedy. He's going to laugh at something that I don't. I'll laugh at something he doesn't. That's comedy. That's funny.
Is just because this big thing is...
Shut up, man.
That.
It sucked. But hey, whatever,
This is just one of those movies, it's very,
it's offensive.
I can't think of the word.
It's clever, though. It is clever, but that he's the cause of, oh my gosh, dude. Dude.
I don't know, man. This movie, watch at your own risk. You could leave it hating him, thinking he's way too offensive, or you could leave it like us, where it's gut busting funny and just like.
I tell you,
you might feel bad. You might feel bad laughing at some of this stuff, but
I've seen some pretty funny movies this year, but this movie had the biggest laugh I've had in all year.
Of movies released in 2020, I would say the same.
No, there was one joke in it that made me laugh so hard both times. When I saw it the first time by myself, I died laughing, and then the second time I died, and you did too.
Which one?
When he had to figure out how to blend in at the Republican, at the CPAC convention. And it ain't the Trump costume, because the Trump costume is in the preview. No, that's not what we're talking about. You got to watch the movie to see how he's like, how can I blend in to the... See, we can't even talk about it.
It's terrible.
Oh, it was funny. Dude, it was funny. And that's how the movie was. I'd be like, okay, this isn't that funny. Oh, this is kind of offended me. But then something would hit, and I'd be like, oh, that's funny, man. I can't deny that. Which is probably what he's going for, you know. He probably knows not every joke is going to land with everybody, but there's enough there that I think it's worth watching. Well, what do you rate it, man?
I'd probably give it popcorn.
No bomb diggity for you. You seem to really enjoy the movie more than I did, and I enjoyed the movie. I did.
I don't know if I can give it bomb diggity.
Okay.
It's like, I don't think I can give it bomb diggity just because the storyline just isn't very effective.
It meanders. Yeah. Like where it got kind of
It's
bored.
like, if everything about the movie is good, then I give it bomb diggity.
Right.
But if it's, like this film, the comedy is just, man, this is amazingly hilarious. But then, just like the parts in between the comedy, sometimes they're just boring. I'm just waiting for another joke to come up.
Yeah, I find myself, okay, when is this going to be funny? Yeah. Because then some of the story, I was like, this isn't really very effective.
And then sometimes the next joke that comes up won't even be that funny.
Yeah, it wasn't that funny.
So it's like, it's worth the popcorn.
All right, yeah, that sounds about right. I just really didn't want to talk about this movie because it's hard to watch at times. It was like cringe-inducing, but then it would do something that was so funny. I'd be like, I'm liking the movie.
Right after that disgusting scene, you got some hilarious stuff.
Yeah, it's funny. And again, I don't know what her name is, but the actress who plays his daughter is phenomenal. This is Oscar level, like award-winning work that she does.
She's really good.
Because not only does she does some, like some of it I'm sure was scripted, but then other stuff, it's not scripted, and she stays in character in ways that it's really a masterwork. I mean, acting is hard, and she stays in character with her improv, and it's fantastic.
I think
she's a real find.
I think it'd be like, I don't think I could do that to where even during some of the scripted stuff, I would be chuckling, but like during that where it's entirely improv on what you're saying and how they respond.
Right.
That would be hard. So
let's put up a spoiler warning a little bit. I want to talk about something. So spoiler. Okay. Let's talk about the Giuliani sequence. Rudy Giuliani, the ex-governor of New York, or mayor of New York, excuse me. There is a scene where people are saying, "Oh, he had his hands down his pants and he was playing with himself." He wasn't. I work in the film world. I understand what was going on, broadcast TV especially. They had him wired up, and she was taking the wire, because the way they do it, they call it a lav microphone. They put it here, and then they tuck it down, and it goes, pretty much down your shirt, so it's hidden.
Yeah.
And she was helping him get. He laid down. He sat down on the bed, and she was helping him get up, and then he laid down. And when he's saying, "Oh, I lay down and I was tucking in my shirt into my pants," I believe it.
See
that part, but he was flirting with that girl.
Oh, 100%. And you wouldn't go to the bedroom.
Wait. He got up and went into the bedroom with her.
Yeah.
And listen, man, I have been doing this a long time, where I interview people. Sometimes some wealthy, powerful people. And at no time have I or any of my people I may have been working with, because sometimes when I was running camera, sometimes the interviewer would be a woman. At no time have we ever taken them into a bedroom and sat on a bed after an interview. It just doesn't happen unless. So was he innocent of the whole playing with himself? Yeah, he wasn't. He was tucking his shirt in, but he did not need to be on the bed. Now, I don't know if they coaxed him to go into the bedroom, but you're a married man. You shouldn't be going into the bedroom when you're with a woman.
He was so ready to go because she said, "You want to have a drink in the bedroom."
Well, that could be edited to look that way, but he, as a married man, I think he's a married man. Okay. You don't go in the bedroom with the woman like. She's not even half his age. She's like 3 times younger than him. You don't go into the room with a good-looking woman if you're married, and you don't sit on the bed and have her take it. You take it out yourself. You don't. Most talent, they'll put the mic down themselves and take it out themselves, but he was letting her do it. Because do I think, and people were like, oh, he was on the bed playing with himself. I don't think so. But he was in there and he shouldn't have been, and he was allowing her to do things because he probably liked this young, pretty woman doing, you know.
But like
he was definitely flirting with his brother.
He was in there. He asked, when he sat down, she was pulling up his shirt and stuff, taking out the mic. He was like, what's your phone number and your address? And then he said that. And the thing about him tucking in his shirt, I don't think he was playing with himself and all that, but at the same time, he left his hand in there in the same position too long. When you're tucking in your shirt, you put it in there, you pinch it, you just go like that and you take your hand out. He just put it in there and just kept it and laid back and groaned.
He ain't groaned.
He went like, he like sighed. He laid down on the bed, put his hand in his pants, and just left it there with a little sigh.
But I do believe he's telling the truth though, that he was readjusting his shirt, but
he left it there too long.
The fact that he laid down on the bed, because normally you adjust your shirt, you'll stand up to do that. When there's a woman you don't know in the room with you, you just don't do that kind of stuff unless you kind of, thinking about,
Well, he definitely was.
And there's, you can't prove it because, Cohen came in there and broke the thing up, but Giuliani, you looking kind of suspect. I'm sorry, man. You looking kind of suspect, bruh. Sorry, I ain't trying to, burst your bubble, but there's common sense involved, and you shouldn't have been in that room. And he can because they probably did edit it in a certain way to make it look more like that. There's probably some things that they cut out but nah, brother, you don't go in the room with a woman that's 3 times younger than you and been flirting with you and touching you throughout the interview. If you're, I'm pretty sure you're a married man, you need to take your ass home and not be going in the bedroom.
You don't go
with
in
some
the bedroom.
young lady.
And I think that she had even said the age of her character.
No, she said no. She didn't say she was.
Didn't she say the age of her character?
No. She was pretending to be,
well, like still
in her 20s. She wasn't. She didn't tell him, "Oh, I'm 15." She was like, "No, I'm 20."
Like, don't go have a drink with your interviewer in the bedroom like that if you ain't trying to do something.
Yeah, and and who knows, man? Maybe she did say a lot of things to coax him to go in there that they cut out. I don't know, because you never know with these things. You can cut things together to look suspect when they're really not. But the fact that he was in the bedroom with her is suspect. You don't do that, especially in the era of Me Too. Don't do it. You go do your interview, and when it's done, you leave. I've done a million little interviews like this, and when I was on the camera crew, and we never had, okay, well, now I'm going to go in the bedroom, and I've done interviews, because you'd be surprised how many interviews you do in hotels. You just do, because people are there, and you just set up the lights, and you do it, and it's quiet. I ain't never seen that, man.
You never go in the bedroom.
I ain't never seen nobody going in the bedroom,
you take the mic off yourself. It's just unprofessional.
Nah, you don't be going in the bedroom, man. That's some bull, man. So, sorry, Giuliani. You looking suspect as hell, bro. I'm sorry.
He is.
I don't think he was playing with himself, but I think he definitely was hoping something was going to go down. You could see it in his demeanor. You can see it in the way. I mean, he was smart to get out of there as soon as he figured out, oh, hey, this is something weird. But
in the moment Sacha Baron Cohen ran in there, he was like, hey, Scooby-Doo out.
Yeah, he left. But damn, dude. I'm sorry, Giuliani, but your crazy ass done got.
I don't know.
The verdict from me is that you got. All right.
It did.
You weren't doing what the internet is accusing you of doing.
I know, man.
But you got. All right. I'm sorry. You got.
When you tuck it in your shirt, you don't do what he did.
You never know, man.
You don't lay down. It would be hard to tuck your shirt and lay down. You don't lay down and stick your hand and just keep it there.
He shouldn't have been in the bedroom in the first place. Shouldn't have been laying on the bed tucking in his shirt.
I can see why.
I mean, it just looks suspect.
I can see why a lot of people. I can see why a lot of people thinking that he fiddling down there, because like the way that he did it,
fiddling.
He be fiddling.
Fiddling on the roof, just fiddling.
the way he was doing it, I can't. I don't know. I can't defend him, but I can't. I can't say that he was either.
My man, Rudy the Fiddler. I hate the fiddler. Every time I see that little Rumpelstiltskin looking mother, I'm gonna be like, he's the fiddler. It's Giuliani the fiddler. Oh my gosh. A little rising up the bow there. Yeah, okay.
Turning them strange.
Oh, family show here. Artzy movies.
Yeah. We just talked about the one and only Ivan.
Oh. Hey, the one and only Ivan is a great family movie. Watch it with your kids. It's a bomb, and we loved it. Loved that movie.
Oh man, I feel bad to be talking about this film because I know we got children viewers.
I mean, people are saying a lot worse stuff than us, man. But
because we still are kind of a family channel, so we're not going into depth.
We kind of abandoned that a while ago.
Still,
you are just terrible now, man. All you do is talk about,
All I talk about.
You just talk about stuff that's inappropriate. You know what I'm saying?
I don't talk about inappropriate stuff with you.
Yes, you do.
If it's the fiddler. But I don't talk about stuff that would be terrible. Just the other night we was talking about Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yu-Gi-Oh. That was funny though. That was funny. Okay, look, man. Let's cut this, man, because I just wanted to weigh in on the Giuliani controversy, because that dude, I'm sorry, you got busted, man. You didn't get busted playing. You weren't necessarily fiddling, bro, but you were definitely doing some shady stuff there. You was hoping something was gonna go down.
I'm on the fence with the pants.
Quit playing. You was hoping something was gonna go down, because that girl is kind of cute. So you was hoping that you was gonna get some action. So don't even be fronting, man. And the way she kept touching his leg and stuff.
Yeah, he knew what was going on.
Yeah, but on that's kind of like, she really shouldn't be doing that,
Yeah, because he knew what
that's
was
not
going
professional.
On. Yeah, he knew what was happening.
So once a woman's touching your leg like that, you'd be like, I'm not going to go be alone with this woman.
If a woman touches your leg, laughs hysterically at something that's not that funny, you know what's up. And then asks you to go to the bathroom, the bedroom.
You need to leave. And also, sometimes it could be a setup, man. They could be setting you up for some stuff. So that's basically what they were doing. Yeah. So you need to get up on out of there. But his male ego got in the way, and he was like, "Ooh, young girl, hey, fiddling." So that's a pretty, bro. Sorry, you got busted. You didn't get busted playing with yourself, but you got busted doing something you shouldn't have been doing. Hello. Peace. Hey, stop the sound.